Hi, everybody. Jim Ostrowski with the Liberty Moving Podcast. Beautiful fall day in Buffalo. A little chilly, though. So let's get right to it. I released the open letter to the Libertarian Party on election night at midnight. And I haven't yet, if you're a state chair or the national chair or national committee, you're waiting for a copy. I am going to send that out to you. I'm a one-man show. I don't have a staff. I don't have a budget. And so you'll get that in due course. But I wanted to make sure that there's an audio-video version of it because I know a lot of people get their information, from video. So I'm going to read the open letter. It's very short. And but just a preliminary comment. The open letter basically says that the Libertarian Party has failed in politics and should try direct action. So don't for a moment think that this is any sort of criticism of the opening to Trump. I supported the opening to Trump. I was there. I did some things behind the scenes to support it. I didn't execute the plan. I wasn't involved in the planning of it, but I did support it. And moreover, I supported an opening to Trump in 2015. And I've taken a lot of criticism over the years for being too pro-MAGA. But everything I do is designed to advance liberty. And like Rothbard, I'll make alliances with whoever I have to advance liberty. Not whoever I have to, but you know what I mean. You have to be, strategy is pragmatic. It's not a matter of principle. Strategy is a matter of pragmatism. So with that said, now, so I did a podcast the other day. The Liberty Movement and the Libertarian Party face a fork in the road, and we should take both forks. So one is direct action, which I'm going to talk about today, shortly. The other is the opening to Trump. Now, I'm personally working on a book, because I figured if I don't write the book, nobody else is going to write a book. Because I'm one of the most experienced policy people in the Libertarian Party, going back like 40 years, working for the Bar Association of the City of New York. That was like in the early 80s. I've been doing this stuff for 40 years, so don't try this at home, folks. So, and I'm going to, the manuscript's going well. I got about 8,000 words already. My plan is to release it in D.C. and around January 10th. I don't know what day of the week that is, but approximately before the inauguration. And I'm looking for co-sponsors. I won't mention any names, but I'm looking for co-sponsors. I do not have the Army, the budget to pull this off, but I am going to do it. I'll do it one way or another. If I have to do it, I'd rather do it in a very professional way with a lot of promotion and publicity, try to get a lot of people there. So with that, I'm going to read the open letter again. Normally don't have notes on the walking podcast, but this is the exception that proves the rule. So and then I'll just close off the podcast after that, and just asking everybody to read it over, listen it over, and if you agree with me, support what I'm trying to do. If you want to keep losing, keep doing what you were doing before. So, open letter to the Libertarian Party. It's time to change course. November 5th, 2024, by Jim Ostrowski, obviously. It's midnight Eastern time, and the returns are mostly in. The LP got far less than its usual 1% of the vote, the percentage we got in 1980. At this moment, your candidate has 0.4% of the vote. After 44 years of hard work, tens of millions of dollars, and many millions of hours of volunteer time, we are worse off than we were 44 years ago. The finest men who ever ran for the LP, Ron Paul and Harry Brown, also got far less than 1%. I ran a fundraiser for my friend Harry in Buffalo and saw Ron speak in New Jersey in 1988. Indeed, there is less liberty now than there was when the party was founded in 1971. And the government is much larger and more powerful and continuously growing all the time at every level. It's time to change strategies and tactics and change them drastically and quickly. Politics is a rigged game. I know because I have been active in electoral politics for 50 years. I concluded a number of years ago that this was the case and began to write books proposing that the movement turn sharply towards direct citizen action. The first book was Government Schools Are Bad for Your Kids, 2009. In light of another electoral failure, I now formally propose that the national and state parties consider this new strategy and vote to adopt direct citizen action as their main approach without completely abandoning electoral politics in selected instances. For reasons that I won't delve into today, I firmly believe that shifting towards direct action will actually improve the LP's electoral chances in the future. Direct action is the opposite of political action. Political action mainly includes voting, supporting candidates, lobbying, and lawsuits. Each approach involves trying to get someone else to do something beneficial. Direct action does not require that we convince others to do something. Rather, we make choices that benefit ourselves, but also tend over time to move society towards liberty. Prime examples are voting with your feet, to move towards freer states, counties, or towns, and voting with your children by removing them from government schools. Each benefits you immediately, but also tends to move society closer to liberty. I have an extensive program of direct action ready to roll out, with additional options limited only by the creativity of party members. Major forms of direct action include voting with your feet, voting with your children, boycotting government schools, voting with your health, voting with your verdicts, jury nullification, voting with your arms, get armed, get fit, get trained, voting with your wallet, buy local for liberty. These programs are in various states of development, but several are ready to roll out. These include Walk for Liberty, encouraging all persons able to do so, which is 85% of Americans, to walk 7,500 steps a day to drastically reduce mortality and morbidity and slash healthcare costs and taxes. Voting with your feet, I've already done a ranking of the 100 freest counties. With the talent and resources of the LP, we could easily roll out an app ranking all 3,000 counties in the country. The county, not the state, is the relevant unit to consider when moving. Grand jury education program, we did a pilot project in Niagara County, New York. It's ready to roll out in all 3,000 counties. Economics in 5 lessons. This is a 30-minute presentation that is a primer on the 5 key principles of economics. The audience gets another 30 minutes for questions. This is ready to roll. These and other ideas are discussed on my website, libertymovement.org, and in my 5 books on direct action, including Government Schools Are Bad for Your Kids, Direct Citizen Action, Progressivism, a Primer, The Second Amendment Works, and How We Can Revive the Liberty Movement. I also spoke to the NYLP on this subject, and the link will be made available online and in any emails that I send. I would be happy to speak to your committees and conventions in person or remotely to discuss this proposal further. And just so you know, probably should have put this first, following Aristotle's Principles of Rhetoric, but I just want to list some of my activism on behalf of the LP in the last 44 years. I voted for Roger McBride in 1976. When I was 18, that was my first vote for president. I was chair of the Erie County, New York LP, that's Buffalo, 1980. Elector for Ed Clark for president, 1980. Chair of the Erie County NYLP again, 1993 to 1994. I was candidate for the LP nomination for governor in 1993 and 1994. I was attorney of record in the Libertarian Party of Erie County v. Cuomo, cited in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin, major Second Amendment case. I was the attorney for the NYLP for a year or two, a few years ago. Attorney for the NYLP and Green Party and Libertarian Party of New York versus New York State Board of Elections, 2002, and I argued that case in the District Court in Manhattan, Federal Court, and the U.S. Court of Appeals also in Manhattan. And finally, I won 4 election law cases for various Libertarian candidates, including Dwayne Whitmer, who's the current chair of the New York Libertarian Party. So I want to thank everybody for keeping an open mind and let me know your thoughts. There's no wrong answer to this open letter except ignoring it. I would appreciate greatly either a yes or a no. As Nietzsche said, a yes and a formula of my happiness, a yes, a no, a straight line, a goal. My goal is to finally win a victory for liberty after 50 hard-working but unsuccessful years. So let's do it, folks, and have a great day, everybody.